I'm Palomalu coming for the headshot kill. Do you like Lamar? And got me saying sorry, Miss Jackson. I'm sorry if you're missing that action by the legend Imari Jackson. Clean like a Sunday suit jacket. He be the real deal package. What I really mean to say is, ain't no off season.
Hello, everybody. What's going on? What's crack-lacking? This is Amari Sports here on No Off Season Media. Took a bit of a month off from the draft to make sure I get everything production ready, but I am back now. I'm going to be pretty much progressing over what's going on as far as the NFL season. Going to be predicting some NFL records coming up. Going to start with the South and work my way up into the best division or whatever during the course of the summer. Sports is finally back. It feels so much great. The Lakers and Suns just played what was a blowout, and the Trailblazers played against the Denver Nuggets, and that game looked like it was going to go back to 4 overtimes like it did back a couple years ago. But I'm excited to see that sports are back. This is the prediction period for NFL teams where every fan or every analyst starts picking out pretty much what their favorite team or just whatever team is going to go over the course of the season. I'm going to include my best case scenario, my worst case scenario, pretty much what's going on as far as the course of the season. So let's get this whole entire crack-a-lackin' started. We have a week 1 matchup between the Arizona Cardinals and the Tennessee Titans. Everybody is betting Arizona here because Arizona is just clearly the better team here. Arizona had a very hot start last year, but I think this is the Tennessee Titans game to win here. History does speak for itself that the Tennessee Titans win against Arizona. We have seen this countless times again, where I think back in 2009, that was a very, very high scoring game between Arizona and Tennessee. I think Tennessee won that game outright, but I do like Tennessee here. I do expect this game to be pretty high scoring, knowing the history behind this entire pretty much rivalry between, can we call it a rivalry between the Arizona Cardinals and Tennessee Titans? So the week 2 matchup, we had the Tennessee Titans traveling to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Tennessee on the road early in the season, I really don't like them that much. We've seen them against Denver last year and the Minnesota Vikings the year prior. They only won a total of 1.5 points in those wins in September. I think Seattle coming home after visiting Indy, and I think that Seattle just handles their business. Russell Wilson is undefeated at home. 2013 they beat the 49ers with Colin Kaepernick. 2014 they played the Green Bay Packers in the trophy opener. Played Chicago, shut them out 26-0. They have to keep going on. Russell Wilson's undefeated on his home openers. So Russell Wilson's undefeated. So I think he keeps that undefeated streak. Week 3 matchup, we have the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Everybody's taking Tennessee here. I would like to take Indy because Indy has beaten Tennessee at home in Nissan Stadium for the past 3 years, 2018, 2019, and 2020. The last time they got swept or even won a game against the Colts in Nashville was when Andrew Luck was out and Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback at the helm, and it was pretty much his first year in Indy. So I think this is the Colts, pretty much the Colts game to get up on the Tennessee Titans. They really match up well against Tennessee at home in Tennessee. So I like the Colts over the Titans in week 3. Week 4 is a matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the Jets. I like Tennessee here. This is just a game to get Tennessee Titans back up to speed pretty much. So I do, and this can help the Tennessee Titans. They do match up well against the Jets, and as the Jets with Zach Wilson and Robert Saleh, who are a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. So I do like the Jets to lose this game. Now here's the thing, I think the Jets could play a little bit of an upset here because the Jets can be good in September sometimes, but the thing is, it's about Tennessee. Tennessee, this is the game Tennessee can lose. So I think Tennessee, they always match up well against good teams and always win those games. The thing is, when they play those poor teams that are not really good offensively or defensively, they find a way to lose the game. Last year, we saw that when the Tennessee Titans played against the Cincinnati Bengals, they have lost that game against Joe Burrow when he was a rookie. So I think Tennessee is just a great spot here. So I would take the Tennessee Titans to win in Week 4 to get back to 500. Week 5 matchup, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now this game here, I do like Tennessee because Tennessee just has more players to match up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have to see what Jacksonville has to offer. Maybe Tim Tebow gets a rushing touchdown or Wildcat, whatever he does. But I do like the Titans here. They have owned Jacksonville, especially last time he lost to Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, Tennessee lost to Jacksonville a year prior, 2008-9. So I do like the Tennessee Titans to win against Jacksonville. Week 6 matchup is a Monday Night Football game between the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. I do like Tennessee here, and I do like Buffalo. I think Buffalo is the better team, but I think since Tennessee's at home, I think I take the Titans here. No, I take that back. Give me the Buffalo Bills here. I like Buffalo because Buffalo can match up better against Tennessee. I know it was a Monday night game, but thing is, Buffalo last year didn't know they were going to play that game in Tennessee because it kept getting delayed and it kept getting postponed and it kept getting moved all over the entire schedule. So I do like Buffalo here. I think Buffalo wins this. Josh Allen against that defense. I know last year he looked horrendous against Tennessee Titans, but I think Tennessee just wanted that game more. And I think Josh Allen put on a prime time wants to prove that last year was pretty much burn the tape type game and wants to beat Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. And I don't like Tennessee's defense and the Bills' high-powered offense. I think the Bills' high-powered offense wins the entire game. The Kansas City Chiefs are the next matchup against the Tennessee Titans. I am going to take an upset here. I'm going to take Tennessee to win this game. Tennessee, the last time they played the Chiefs in Nashville, or just in Nissan Stadium period, they have won the game and they won off of a blocked field goal. So I think the Titans, they just match up really good against the Chiefs. The Titans had the game back 2 years ago in the AFC Championship, but they just lost it with a Ray Mahomes comeback in the second quarter. So I think that the Kansas City Chiefs, I think this is where they could take their first loss. I don't know. I have to check and look at their schedule. But I do like the Tennessee Titans to win this game against the Chiefs. This is where Tennessee does. They play good against good teams, and they play bad against bad teams. So I think this is where Tennessee wins their game here against the Chiefs and steps up. The Week 8 matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts, another divisional matchup. I think the Tennessee Titans pretty much split the whole entire way. I think the Tennessee Titans won. They always beat the Colts in Indy, and the only time they haven't beaten the Colts in Indy was because of Andrew Luck, and Andrew Luck's no longer there. So I think Tennessee, they have a better matchup against the Colts the second time around. That's usually what happens with the Tennessee Titans. Whenever the second time around, the Tennessee Titans always gets a better matchup with the Colts. I think history does repeat itself in the past couple times, and I think that the Colts eventually lose this game to the Tennessee Titans, and I think the Tennessee Titans are now going to be 5-3. We have a Sunday Night Football match up, which is, I think this is a Jeff Fisher Bowl because Jeff Fisher did head coach these two teams, and it's considered to be a Super Bowl rematch back in '99 when the Tennessee Titans played against the Rams. And I think in this matchup with Stafford and McVay and what they have to offer, potentially trying to get Julio Jones, who knows? But I do like the Rams in this matchup. The Rams, just imagine, the Tennessee Titans got to make pretty much make that travel from Indy to all the way to Los Angeles for a Sunday Night Football game. I think that travel is going to be way too much for the Tennessee Titans, and I do like the Rams here, who are coming off. I think they come off Monday night, whatever the schedule says. But I do like the Rams here, which puts the Tennessee Titans at a 5-4. But at the halfway stretch, you're about at 5-4. That's pretty much good. That's where you want to be. You want to be above 500, not below. So we have Week 10 matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints in Nashville. I like the Tennessee Titans here. I don't know what to make of the Saints here because the Saints, I don't know how their entire team's going to be formatted with their whole entire new draft picks and new quarterback at the helm, whether that's going to be Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill. So I do like Tennessee here. This just feels like a clear bet that take Tennessee here. I won't be so shocked if the Saints win, but I'm going to take the Titans here. Maybe their defense gets back better. Maybe they might have Julio Jones. Who knows? So Week 11 match will be at the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. Just give me the Titans here. Texans are the worst team in the AFC, so we didn't need to talk about any more about this matchup here. We have the Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots. Not being a Patriot fan, just trying to show any bias here. I think Tennessee loses to the Patriots in this one. I think they haven't forgot about that wild card matchup against the Patriots, against the Tennessee, and I think that the Patriots get them here. Patriots play well in December. Is this even a December game? Yeah, it's so late November game, pretty much after Thanksgiving. I think I still like the Patriots here. When it comes to the Patriots in November and December, they play really well. So 5-4, pretty much like 7-5 before they hit the bye week. That's pretty good. You're 7-5, get your bye week. I see some favorable matches coming up, so let's see. Week 13, you hit your bye. That's great. You got the Jags again, so Jags and Titans again. So I would take the Tennessee Titans here. That's a good matchup there. I think they just sweep them. That's what I'm saying. I think the Tennessee Titans sweep the Jags, and that's pretty much a good matchup for the Tennessee Titans. Come off a bye week, you play the Jacksonville Jaguars with a rookie quarterback, and Jacksonville has not beaten the Tennessee Titans in Nashville since I can't remember. So we have a Week 15 matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the Steelers. This is a difficult one because it's like, what Steeler team are we getting and what Tennessee Titan team are we getting? Now, knowing Tennessee, they like to play really well against good teams, but knowing that the game is in Pittsburgh in December, I probably would lean Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is just a really good matchup against Tennessee, and I think this is a good matchup for the Steelers to go up against. And just the defense. I gotta see how the defense is for Pittsburgh. If the defense is good for Pittsburgh, I think I have them beating Tennessee. If the defense is not good for Pittsburgh, I have Tennessee winning. But for this prediction, I'll take Pittsburgh here. We have Week 16 matchup was a Thursday night football game here. 2 days before Christmas is the 49ers and the Tennessee Titans. This is crazy, right? This is crazy because it's like, what 49er team are we getting? Are we getting that Super Bowl roster 49er team from 2 years ago? Or are we getting the pretty much the entire team that's going to be pretty much in shambles or injured defensively and offensively? So if the team is good, like if the team is no injuries, or will there be injuries, but if there's no injuries, Jimmy Garoppolo's there, or even Trey Lance, whoever they decide to put in at the quarterback, is really, really well at that point. San Francisco is my bet here. This is just San Francisco bet. But Tennessee, when they play on these Thursday night standalone games, they really play really, really well. So my gut feeling tells me to take San Francisco, but my head telling me just take the Tennessee Titans. I have to see where San Francisco's traveling from. If they're traveling from San Francisco and traveling all the way to Tennessee, then I would take the Titans. But they're close in proximity as far as the plane ride and mileage. I would take the San Francisco 49ers because they play really well on the road. But it depends. If this team is really, really well over the course of the season and they have no injuries, give me San Francisco. But right now, not knowing anything, I'm going to take the Titans. Week 17 matchup, which is listed on a Saturday for some reason. We have a matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Tennessee Titans. Now, are the Dolphins fighting for something? And the answer is yes. Are the Tennessee Titans fighting for something? Yes, it's their division. So it's like, which team would want it more? And it's very hard to choose because it's like with the Dolphins, is Tua going to make that next step? And with the Tennessee Titans, is that defense going to make the next step? Or let's say if the Tennessee Titans have Julio, then if the Tennessee Titans have Julio and he is available by this time, give me Tennessee all day. But if Tennessee limps into the stretch and got some injuries coming, then give me Miami Dolphins. But I probably would take the Dolphins here. I think the Dolphins are just a better matchup, and if they can get the offensive line short and with the Dolphins, I think they'll be fine. But I think they got it with Liam Eichenberg, so I think that the Dolphins would win this game. And to get in the playoffs, it's pretty much like a win and you're in. They're playing the Houston Texans, so that's their Week 18 matchup. I do like the Titans. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but knowing we have these Week 18, or now we have Week 18, but Week 17 matchups, it's always that one team that I can give an upset, and usually that could either be the Texans. I mean, the Texans could like to upset people all the time. So, I think I like Tennessee because Texans are just the worst team in the AFC, pretty much by comparison. So right now I got the Tennessee Titans at 10-7. So let's do worst case scenario, right? Let's do worst case. So worst case scenario, they lose to the Cardinals. Now they're 9-8. They lose to the Jets because let's say they get off they can start 0-4. I think I keep the Jacksonville game here. I'll keep that there. Let's see. They lose to Kansas City. And that's all I'll say. I'll probably go right there. I'll probably say the worst case scenario, you go 7 wins. Best case scenario, well, I had it like this prior. Let's see. I had like this prior. So let's just say best case scenario. Since you're 10-7, best case scenario, you still won in Pittsburgh. You beat the Dolphins. You beat the Patriots. Let's say you lose to the Chiefs. But let's say you beat Buffalo. Best case scenario, 13-4. That's a good best case scenario for them. The ceiling is very high for Tennessee. With Derrick Henry running at the helm, I think the best case scenario is 13-4. But my prediction of what I see going for the Tennessee Titans, 10-7 is my pick. This is 10-7 is my pick for the Tennessee Titans. So I think Tennessee could make the playoffs. I have to see how the other teams play out as far as my prediction. But 10-7 looks like I can get the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs. That Dolphins game can pretty much bite them if that what happens. If let's say a lot of teams go 10-6, it could be like the next Miami Dolphins of last year, like winning you're in. But due to Dolphins winning, who knows? Maybe they can have the tiebreaker of the Tennessee Titans. But this is my prediction about the Tennessee Titans. I want to thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. This is Amari Sports signing out. See you guys later. Have a great day.